just let me just verify here, Paul. I'm going to go ahead and, like the old man who doesn't know how to run computers, I just want to see if it actually comes up. There's always like a little bit of a delay on the YouTube side of things and the Twitch side of things, but I just always like to see that, stuff is happening. Oh, it is happening. Okay.
I just saw
All right.
it on LinkedIn.
Let's see. Okay. Can you still hear me? Okay. Sounded like your mic
Yep.
kind of went.
All good.
Okay. All right. So we'll get started in our real content soon. Today, Paul and I are going to be hacking our friend Billy Madison, which is one of my favorite movies in the whole world. But I thought before we officially get started, Paul, I wanted to tell you about my latest addiction, outside of indoor skydiving, of course, and that's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game. Now, I know what you're going to say, Paul. Hey, Brian, that doesn't sound safe for kids, and you would be correct on that. It's completely not safe for kids.
I'm just thinking, what are you thinking? Like, what, Brian? This is
Yeah.
like so absurd.
Well, I've got the Xbox Game Pass thing where you just get like a subscription, and then there's a bunch of games you can just play for free as part of that. So this was advertised in a big banner right when I logged in, and I was like, oh, let's see what that's about. So I just want to talk through a little bit, this like 2-minute clip. It's been like sanitized. All the violence pretty much has been taken out. There's a little bit of cartoon blood, but it's not like, it's an extremely violent graphic game. But the whole thing is you can either play as the family. So you play as Leatherface and his family protecting, what you're trying to do is like destroy the survivors and then you win. Or you play as victims, which is what I'm doing here. I'm going to turn the volume just off on it, but you start basically trapped in a basement. You're like tied up to the rafters. You get free, and then what you're trying to do is find lock picks, unlock doors, sneak out of the basement, get upstairs, and then find one of many ways to like actually escape the compound. So you do a lot of sneaking around. Here's me trying to find a lockpick tool. And you'll see on the left there's a little meter. If I'm too fast with it, it makes noise, and the family can see that from afar. They can like see the noise orb and come running, right, and cut me up. And also if you make too much noise, this grandpa awakens, and he sends out kind of like a yell that if you move during it, the family sees you outlined in yellow, no matter where you are, and they know, oh, he's in the basement or he's upstairs. So I kept quiet, and I ended up, you can kind of see, maybe I can turn it up a little bit. You can hear, let's see here. Can you hear the chainsaw?
Yeah.
So
this was PC or Xbox?
It's both. Yeah, it's kind of all the platforms. But anyway, here I finally get into a door, getting it unlocked. But you'll start to hear the chainsaw in the background, and then I just bail. I get way too scared.
Yeah.
And you, as you play more, you level up the characters so that they're faster and quieter at picking locks and stuff. So I finally did get out of the basement, and then I end up in this clip just sort of fast forwarding more towards the end, where there we go. I think I get it open. Where I'm getting chased by a family member, and there we go. So see that red beam? So now the family, they hear that noise. They're alerted, like, whoa, let's get him. Somebody's escaping the basement. So right as I was going through that door, yeah, somebody knocked me down. So there's a family member. He's ready to cut me up. So what you can do, if you're making a run for it, there's these little wells throughout the property, and you can escape, and you end up basically falling downstairs. You can recuperate and then live to see a little bit longer. So anyway, at the one of the ways you can escape is if you find a fuse on the property. You go to this fuse box and you have to solve a little puzzle, but that opens up a door in the basement where you started. So as I come around the corner here following this person, that door right there, that's normally red locked, but that person had opened it, so I didn't even know what I was seeing was freedom. I was just like, well, that's weird. This door is open.
Um,
So, and I'm seeing, oh, they've escaped. And now I escaped as well. So I was just like, yes, I don't know what happened, but I'm following, the survivors out of there.
so those are all NPCs, right? The rest of them are NPCs, or is it a group thing?
No, no, that's the cool thing. Everybody's human player.
Oh, that's pretty cool then.
So
Yeah.
that's what makes it fun. Yeah. So you can so you got 4 survivors, 3 family, and if they win, if they wipe out everybody, you win if you escape.
Oh,
So it's
no
like
way. I see.
so it's
Okay,
just
that's kind of cool then. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
But again, not for the kids.
Yeah. No. Well, if they do the quest version, you and I need to do that. We haven't done any quest stuff for a while.
Well, I tell you what,
We
like
are.
whoops, let me back this up. My first one of my first times playing that game was, where you see me very quietly pick the lock. I about sharded myself because I got it. I'm sitting there picking it. I open up the door and Leatherface is there. And when you play as Leatherface, if you want, you can just shut off the chainsaw so you can hear better. Because when you're playing as him and you're running around with the chainsaw, it's very loud to you, and you can't hear the footsteps of people around you because it's so loud. So I open up the door and there's Leatherface, all tall right there with the chainsaw off, and he just starts firing it up, and I'm running for it, and he's chasing me, revving it in the air, and he found me and cut me to pieces.
Yeah.
But
And that's another player.
And that's another human player. Yeah,
cool.
Everybody's
Okay.
human. Basically, it unless you have, which it seems like there's tons of people playing it, but unless you have the full 7 people, the match doesn't start. So you never start with just like 1 survivor and 3 family or whatever. It has to be a full.
That's cool.
A full crew. So so if you want some warm nightmares, check that out. But I'm sorry, my pre-show banter went way into the show, so I'll just go right into what you and I are going to do today, which is we're going to hack Billy Madison. And let me shut off this.
Hey, Carl gave us a message about the audio isn't up. It's not as good. Carl was saying.
It isn't up to its usual standard this week. Oh, does it sound okay to you, or is it?
On my side, it sounds all right.
Okay.
Carl,
let me know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what I could do real quick, if it's bad, let me just see if this is better. Flip over to.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Hold on.
Well, that sounds better.
Let's see. Oop. Oh, goodness. It's just a tangle town here. Okay, let's see. How about that? Can you hear that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Carl says load better.
I never noticed that. That's good. That sounds way better.
Okay. All right.
Good job, Carl. Good job.
Thank you, Carl. So we're going to be hacking Billy Madison, which is, let me flip over to my, just so we're all kind of on the same page as far as like, what the heck are we doing? Are we hacking movies or what? I'm talking about the VM Billy Madison that you can get on vulnhub.com, which somebody asked me the other week, like, hey, are they still making, Vulnhub stuff in this day and age of like the cloud, try hack me and hack the box and all that. But, it looks like last one was July of 2022. So it seems like they're still up there. But as you noted, Paul, we're almost celebrating the 7-year anniversary. So it was just,
almost 2 weeks away, 2-3 weeks away. So
yeah. So that'll be what Paul and I are doing shortly. We're just going to mention a few updates, news things, shameless self-promotions. Then we'll hack all the things. And then Paul, maybe you can remind me if we get to like a stuck point in the VM, our friends over at safepass.me are sponsoring today's episode. So I'd like to have a reminder to roll their commercial, and then we'll just hack. We'll just get as far as we can. This is may seem silly because I built the VM, but also I'm an old man who doesn't remember stuff. So 7 years, might as well be 77 years because as I started to look at it just to familiarize myself, I'm like, boy, this barely rings a bell. But then I think as we get going, it's like the the juices will get flowing.
Yeah.
And we'll hack some stuff. But I got a couple announcements, and then please, sorry, I sort of skipped. I want you to get a chance to introduce yourself and plug some cool things you have going on in your life. But the two announcements from me, don't forget that already coming up next week, September 8th and 9th, is the Hack Redcon by our friends Ken Conundrum. You may have seen him on Slack and sometimes guest appears here. That looks fantastic. I can't go, but it looks amazing. And if you go, I'm not sure if this code will still work. It's just kind of going to work until it doesn't. But the free ticket code of HRC, all caps, 7MinSec, that'll get you a free ticket. So please go check that out if you're so inclined. And then speaking of cool events, coming up in September is our next Light Pen Test Light class, where for 3 days, 3 half days actually, I give you a domain joined VM, and together we blast and hack and privilege escalate and disable defender and dump hashes and pass them and crack them. And I think it's a jolly good time. And I don't want to put you on the spot, Paul, but you've done this before, and is it safe?
Yeah.
A good time? You liked it and learned some stuff?
Yeah, well, I feel obligated to say it was good, but yeah, no, it was good. And another thing,
Right.
everybody that's listening to this, is because it's just a small class. Like, I think I was in with maybe 4 other people, right? So it's smaller class, was purposely built, right? So how many do you have left for the one that's coming up?
Last time I checked, there was 2 slots open. So yeah, we keep it very small, like 5 or 6 at the most, just so that we can all, no hacker left behind. Like, let's do an exercise. Cool. Paul, are you good? Jack, are you good? Sally, are you good? Okay, cool. Now we'll go to the next thing. So,
and these are practical skills, because one of the things I learned, I was at the unquoted service path attack. That's just my favorite one, because I heard it in Darknet Diaries, and a few years later I learned how to do it.
Yeah.
I remember doing a Nessus scan at a company one time, and I saw it said unquoted service path, so, or path, right, for the attack. So I knew exactly what it was. I knew it just helped because of this class right here. That's when I just knew. I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually did it. I knew what it meant just because the Nessus scan caught that. So that's, again, it's just one of those little things you pick up. So definitely this class is worth it.
I don't know if I told you, I heard maybe it was a year ago from a student who had gone through the class. They had enumerated, it was like a client install for, I think, a pretty popular VPN client. It was a big name, and they found unquoted service paths and was able to report it and get like the CV kudos and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty neat. That's, I think, an example of like an oldie but a goodie, you know, like just things you should always look for, because you never know.
Well, even if you're a developer, right? I mean, if you're developing in C#, something like that, then you make sure it's done, because this software company was it should have known better, you know. And I'm not saying shame on you, but I guess I kind of am. But because this should have known that for something like that. It was pretty amazing to see. So
yeah. Well, that's okay. So that's all the announcements I have. We'll get into Hacking Billy, but I know, do you want to talk a little bit about Project 7?
Sure.
Some cool stuff, and how I didn't even get to say at the beginning, we're going to have an AI component of today, but I'll let you kind of talk about.
Sure. I'm Paul Welch from Project 7, and I'm based in Boise, Idaho. And Brian and I have known each other for probably about 7 years or so, I think.
What do you know?
For a long time, And then Brian he's getting prepared to move to Boise someday. And everybody, Dan from Plex Track, he's rooting for you too. And so I run a cybersecurity group and a technology group called Project 7. And recently, I've really gotten into AI. So I launched an AI learning group called theunstoppables.ai. So if you go to theunstoppables.ai, you can join that. The easiest way to do it is contact me through LinkedIn, though, because I'm still trying to filter out, oh, you're actually going to go there. Yeah, it's a horrible page right now. I just had to throw up a splash page. But it's a learning group, because we're getting people, VPs, marketing people. We've got some military people in there, and we're just learning at the same time. Because right now, my tagline now is learn and lead, because everybody needs to learn this so we can lead others to success, because it's getting tough out there. You see these jobs, they might not be firing, but they're not backfilling their positions. So my big thing is just like, we got to learn this. So Anyway, it's a good group. We meet quite often on Discord. We're just hanging out in there. Yesterday, I took some more people through to buy a domain, register the domain for an email address, and then also set up their WordPress website. So we're getting these people work through these different challenges. So yeah.
All right. Got it. The unstoppables. I like
yes.
that. What is I think we talked about this before, but does an AI domain, are they pricing that as a premium now?
Yeah, it is. So don't buy it from GoDaddy because they will just sell you up, right? And then you're paying like $230. So normally it's $80. Okay. And but you have to buy minimum 2 years. So then you end up with other stuff on there. It's like $170 for 2 years. And also double check. I would just do like, if you're on Linux or Mac, do the whois command. Yeah. Because I was on there, I wanted to get walkwithme.ai because I thought that would be cool. Like, instead of, like, hey, let's walk together, let's learn. Walkwithme.ai, it was available 2 weeks later. It wasn't taken, but I had to bid for it. So just do, yeah. So watch out for in Linux or a Mac, open up the terminal and do a whois command to see if it's registered, if it's available.
Excellent. All right. Well, we're going to end. I will rely on you heavily now as we look to hack Billy Madison, because I know you really got me excited about using ChatGPT and AI to help with pen tests. And it really has, especially with like when I need a PowerShell snippet or a Python snippet to do a thing, it's been blowing me away with like, I can talk to it like I would you, which is just like, I need PowerShell script to take a list of IPs, ping them all, then put the IPs and host name in a comma separated vet. And ChatGPT is like, yeah, cool, here you go. And I mean, almost every time it's like there or 95% there. And I ask a follow-up question of, please remove the headers from the table and give me the same output. And it's like, yeah, no. And I like how they even like reply with, no problem, to remove it's like they're confirming, okay, Brian, what you wanted is no more column headers. To remove that, take this snippet out. So now the new code looks like, and then run that, and you're in like Flynn. That is very cool.
We should do one later on. We're totally on a tangent. We're like 15 minutes in.
Okay, sorry.
We should do one on using GPT for programs, how you use it in there, practical use. Let's try that. Let's do that one time.
Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right.
Let's go. We don't have Skeeny with us.
Yeah, sorry. See, as we get through all the stuff, and then I get talking about chainsaw massacres, and then we're all screwed. It's all my fault. Okay, so what I did just to save time, and boy, I'm glad I did now, is I fired up this. So I'm here on the 10.0.7 network. I fired up the Billy Madison VM on this same subnet. And actually, what I found with this one is that it does not respond to ping. So
that's why you did the PN, right? The dash PN.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, just to talk through that, I used the TAC PN to just say, okay, nmap the targets that I'm going to give you, but don't ping them, just scan them. And then this little guy here, TAC PTAC, is get all ports, 65,000 and change, just scan them all. Because a lot of these CTFs, especially, they'll do things like have services on a non-standard port that like a regular nmap scan wouldn't find. And then I think this was overkill, but I just wanted to see, the open ports.
Ports only.
So yeah. So this is
also,
go ahead.
I was just gonna jump in real quick for the nmap. And the reason you have to do that PN, I always run my scans with TAC PN, because those of you that are new to this, if you hit a network and something's not responding, or it just doesn't respond, that's because initially the first thing it does is does a ping to see if it's there. If it replies back yes, then it continues the rest of the scan, whatever you're trying to scan for. So that's why like a server or like a switch, you might not get any response back, but it's there, so you have to do a TAC PN. So that was one of the cool things I thought when I first got into this. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So I always did the TAC PN.
That's a really good thing to consider. Also, as it relates to Nessus. So when I kind of learned a long time ago when I was setting up my Nessus scanner to hit external IPs, a lot of companies, especially over the years, they want to make that external surface as quiet as possible, because a lot of just the backscatter scanning garbage on the internet will like ping sweep stuff, and then if it gets a ping back, it will then interrogate all the services. Not all the time, but I feel like they've then disabled ping just to make it a tiny bit more quiet, or just well, even though it isn't. So on the Nessus policy, I always make sure there's a setting in there that says like ping the remote host first. I always disable that so that Nessus treats every public IP as live. So when you feed it a customer range, it just says like, cool, I'm not even going to ping you. I'm just going to scan you.
And do you know Shodan.io? So Shodan.io is that website. So how's that work?
Oh, good call. Like, do they, I would just have to think that in their scanning,
mass scan or nmass.
Yeah, I would just assume, but I don't know. I would assume they would skip the ping part and just be like, we're scanning you for all the standard ports. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a smorgasbord here of ports that are open. And so on a lot of these CTFs, or if this is real life and you've got a specific box, you would that's a high value target. I think my mind right away goes to let's see what's on the web port for sure. So maybe that's a good place to start. So let's go to 124 and see what we've got. All right, so it looks like we've got probably the start of our narrative here. And if you're familiar with the movie, Paul, you don't have to.
Yeah.
But Eric is the guy who wants to take over the company from Adam Sandler's character, Billy Madison. So this appears to be a note from Eric that says, if you're reading this, you clicked on the link I sent you. So there must have been some sort of social engineering involved. Oh noes, your computer's all locked up, and now you can't get access to your final 12th grade assignment you've been working so hard on. You need that to graduate, Billy boy, because that's the whole story of the movie, right? Billy has to go back, repeat K through 12, I think, in, 6 weeks and graduate. So there's like a ransom situation, it seems like, where Billy needs to get access to that assignment and can't. So Eric says, now all I have to do is sit for a while, and right from the movie, Madison Hotels is as good as mine. Okay, I bet this is you right now. Okay. Frowny faces. You think you can get your computer unlocked and recover your final paper before time's run out and you fail? Good luck, schmuck. All right. One thing when, and just kind of as a reminder, I can't remember, did you join me for some of the hacking Tommy Boy as well? Or was that?
I think I did one, and then Joe, or maybe Joe did them all, and I was just watched it later, and I was there mentally with you.
Yeah. So one thing we did, same sort of thing on the Tommy Boy VM. We went to the website first, we read through things, and then we also did a right click and we looked at the source. I wouldn't say so much in real life web applications does this give you like really obvious like hints and like encrypted stuff. But it's
you know what though? Look. You can check. I've checked the source code to see if it's a WordPress site or not. Right. So I go then, because the WordPress structure. So then you're like, all right, well then this is how you're going to do an attack, or if you're going to use WP scan, whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. To enumerate and get software versions, that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think probably because I just enjoyed OSCP so much, it sort of set my expectations. It was my fault, but my expectations got a little skewed that once I got out in the real world, every web app would be kind of like this riddle just looking to be all of its layers, and you'd eventually just there's the root password that's base64 encrypted, and it's like
well, robots.txt also, right? So that's another one that's in a lot of these too, is robots.txt.
Yes. Let's see if there's so we don't have one there. So as
I'm surprised at that one, actually. I figured, because that's one of those standards,
right?
Which tangent real quick. So I know a lot of in the news lately for ChatGPT and all the AI, that kind of stuff, scanning. So a lot of people are saying, "Oh, just put robots.txt in there, file in there, and then put disallow whatever directory, all that kind of stuff." The thing is, though, so if the bot isn't programmed to like obey those or listen to those, it doesn't matter. It's just going to go ahead and scan it anyway. So just an FYI, people out there who think that's what's going to stop your site from getting scanned.
Yeah, it is. And I'm not real privy to all the deep knowledge behind this, but other people who do a ton of web app pen testing tell me that like a lot of even the big search indexers and that kind of stuff just ignore that.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It's almost like a manners thing. Like, hey, could you just not do that? And they will anyway.
Yep.
So what I grabbed, let's see, where is that just in the Billy here? Okay. So I grabbed these images because in the Tommy Boy VM, there were there was metadata in the images that had some hints and hashes. And this is maybe where you can, if you've got your Chat GPT handy, maybe you can ask it, because I can't remember in Kali, there's the, is it EXIF data? Is that the?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You guys just hit this one.
Yeah. Maybe ask, or certainly in the chat too, if people,
what exact question am I asking though?
Ask it. It might be like EXIF something else. EXIF.
Command for extracting. I just typed. This is a weak command I put in. I put command for EXIF data, and now it's just giving me EXIF tool in the name.
EXIF tool. Amazing. Okay, so let me see here. We got Billy. Let me just go in order here. EXIF tool. I think I just feed it the name of. Whoops.
Yeah, the name of the file.
Billy Mad. Oh, sorry. And you got to spell it right too. I bet, right, Paul? EXIF tool singular. Not okay. Whoa.
Correct.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Whoops. I don't want this to cut off the screen here. So I think in the past, usually what jumps out is a comment or like an extra field that has something that looks like a password hash kind of thing, but I don't. I'm looking. I don't.
And what tool did you use to put the data in there? Just for people to know.
Okay, so what my recollection of this is not well. Oh, good call.
I forgot. You wouldn't know. You don't remember.
Yeah, for Tommy Boy, I definitely put in a special field here, and you know what? I couldn't tell you. I can't remember. I think it was just a matter of opening it in something like I think there was a Linux tool. Is it maybe GIMP? Is that GIMP Linux?
GIMP is a regular Photoshop. Maybe I just hit ChatGPT to find out.
Yeah. But I was able to I remember open up the image and basically
image magic suite, convert
image.
Yeah.
That might be it too. So I don't see anything weird in Billy Mad. So let's go to Eric. Tongue animated. Oh, yeah, there's really not much there. Okay, so just names, some sizes, image width. Okay, nothing too exciting. And then what's the other one? Hotels. Eight. Okay. Oh, all right. All right. So that's that. And the comments did not have like a little commented out blurb or anything with him. So I think.
So is this a regular index page or is this sorry? Oh, it's a regular HTML page, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Some just awful. This looks like a kindergartner did this, but that is about what my HTML skills are like today, Paul. If you needed like a website.
No, I'm going to try to do a full screen on this so I can see a little bit better. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I think at this point I'll go back to the service list and maybe we poke at some other stuff. And now of course I've lost that. Oh yeah, I put it over here. Okay, SSH we could definitely poke at. Telnet let's poke at Telnet, but we don't have any credentials for it. But, let's just see, because at least we may be able to grab let's see. I guess I didn't do a
see if it replies or something, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's open, so it would.
7124. Oh, Ha ha ha. You're banned for a while, Billy boy. By the way, I caught you trying to hack my Wi-Fi, but the joke's on you. I don't use rotten passwords like
so rotten is something
that anymore. Madison Hotels is as good as mine. Okay, connection closed. Oh, so does that mean look at that? Yeah, can't get in anymore. Tell that's done.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So that's, and I really should. I honestly, it is both fun and I'm just gonna be a diligent pen tester here and take some notes. But the amount I can't remember about this VM is
yeah.
just
I was
enjoy.
gonna say that's pretty cool how you set that up to where it'll disconnect you, and that's
Yeah,
good job.
And I wish I could, and that's usually the, like when we showed off the Tommy Boy one, I did get some questions afterwards about like, how did you set this up to do that? And
Yeah.
like, I'm so sorry. I have no idea. I don't have the notes anymore. But this is definitely interesting to us, right? So just put like potential and then this rotten. I don't know if that's like a username. Rotten. Okay. All right. Let me just save this, right? Always save your work. Okay. And now we're banned from doing that again. So
hey Carl, if you're still around, can you how's that screen resolution look for you? Does Brian need to zoom in a little bit at all?
Is that better?
That looks better. Yeah, that looks good.
Okay.
On this side, yeah.
Yeah. I want to make it big, but also I just didn't want it to down here where we get cut off by the stuff. Okay. Caught you trying to hack my Wi-Fi. I don't know if that's important, but okay. So we made note of that. Here it's annoying. It looks like the zoom size is tab independent. So see, like that one's that one is not. Okay, 22, 23, 69 for TFTP. All right. TFTP, let's see. Is that, can you just do TFTP? Oh, 10.0.7.124.
So TFTP, was that for imaging, right? Like a Pixie boot? Is that?
Yeah,
TFTP, right?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't used it in a long time, but yeah, I still think like I think like phone systems and imaging systems can look over like broadcast for a TFTP.
Yeah.
Server, but it's been a long time. I don't know. I mean, it kind of looked like I made a connection.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what? While you're looking at that, I'm going to leave that tab open. I'm going to switch over and I'm going to do some TFT commands.
Okay. Yeah, look for that. I'm going to open up a new one because the other thing that was really common, at least in OSCP back in the day, and it's been years, but is they'd like get your wheels spinning on a port that on its surface can't even leave. Looks like one thing, but then in practice is another. So I'm gonna do a no ping. I'm gonna hit port. Yeah, that's what it was, wasn't it? 60. Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, port 69. Okay. And I'm gonna do where did I go? Okay. There we go. Whoops, 69. And I'm going to do SV to get the service version. Oh, and of course, here's the thing, Paul. You gotta tell it
IP address.
You can't just say scan the world. You gotta give it a host or hosts. Otherwise, the other thing I remember doing is just like, okay, I'm gonna do the IP of the box :69. And the address uses a network port which is normally used for purposes other than web browsing. Firefox has canceled the request for your protection. Well, la dee da.
Can you use your equivalent to Windows Explorer, whatever's in Mac, and put that in there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on my Kali box right now.
Kali, okay, all right.
I can probably
The file explorer, whatever that is, maybe it won't cancel it.
Yeah, or maybe I'll just do this to rule it out. Let's see. Oh, look at this. Oh, weird. It thinks the version is reticle calendar and contact server, HTTP based. So here, I'll do this. I'll do a wget of the content. I think I can do this. Maybe. Oh, that did save.
Wow, nice. WordPress, it says. So,
yeah, dude.
Good.
Yeah,
there it is. Awesome.
A little WordPress action. Okay.
Well, that's interesting.
So yeah, we could probably just flip right over and do like a WP scan, yeah. But I would kind of like to.
That's interesting because Firefox blocked it, so you can't even browse it if it's on that port.
Yeah. So maybe, and if you want to ask your friend.
Oh, you know what? Do that port 69 / like index.php or something, right?
Yeah, I think
or
it's
not
HTML, but it looks like for my protection, it's not going to let me do this. So. Okay. Well, you can ask ChatGPT. I'll ask my friend Google. Let's see. I mean, that's kind of cool, but right now I just want to be able to see it. I could probably just do like an apt-get install Chrome or something just to.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if security got better since the last 7 years that you did that.
7 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, so the web browser, now it's do that.
Oh, okay. So it looks like if play. Yeah, what are you seeing? Play with the about config. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, there's one using curl, and then it said just to put port 69 at the end. Web browser. Good, yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Then what did it say? I think you have to specify. Okay, type or paste ports and pause while the list is filtered. Oh, not exist. New string. Was it like ports you want to allow? Oh, here's a screenshot. Okay. Oh, okay. So if it doesn't exist, enter that. Oh, and then the ports, a new string, and then the ports you want to be able to access. Okay. This is like a CTF within a CTF, right?
Yeah.
Firefox security exercise.
Side quest.
Yeah. So does that mean if I say 6.9 is okay? Yeah.
So this config that you're doing here. Oh, what'd you do?
Yeah. So that was it. So I did the about config and then searched for exactly this setting. And then it didn't have any values in it, so it asked me what I wanted to add, and one of the choices was string.
Okay.
So I just hit yes, add a string, and then it just I don't know if it's comma separated,
That's
but
easy.
Yeah, just one port.
Nice.
6.9, so we're kind of like sort of
awesome.
Sort of poking a hole in Firefox's like firewall. But all right, nice. Just another WordPress site. Okay, so we got a hello world from a long time ago with one reply. And did that pop up? I don't know. Oh, recent comments. Mr. WordPress on hello world. Okay. I'm not seeing it. Welcome to hello. Okay. It's not loading. But I mean, it seems like it is. It's just nothing is. Let's see. Okay, there's the login page. All right. Yeah.
So just in the chat, I just popped in WP scan. I should have put in the
punch it a little bit
The
with
URL. Yeah.
a little room. Okay, so you're saying do a little WP scan. URL is 124
For those of you
colon.
watching, WP Scan is a good. It's built into Kali, and it's WordPress scan for scanning specifically WordPress sites. They have one for like Joomla, I think, Joomla Scan, and Drupal. I think they have specific ones for that too. But this one's nice because exactly what Brian's doing. So right now he's enumerating the user just by going through the posts. Yeah, let's see what happens.
This was a component of Tommy Boy as well. We were able to enumerate who the actual logins to the admin backend were, and then did some used some WP scan to do brute forcing, so that we could actually log in. Because I think on Tommy Boy there was a post or a string of decryptable text you could only get if you logged in to the admin portal.
Also, this should list all the plugins. Is there more? Oh, it's working on it now, right? 20%. Yeah, so it also lists all the plugins and versions, I think it was.
Yep.
I haven't used WP Scan in a while. So.
Yeah, last time was a month or so ago on Tommy Boy's side. It seems like it's kind of hung up. Hopefully that didn't bring it down. Oh goodness, it might have. It might have been.
Oh wow.
It might have been too much for it to handle. Oh well. Okay, 30%.
30%.
All right.
Huh.
Did it ever load? I was thinking about it. Let me just see. Is
That's weird.
The homepage load? Oh, okay. Oh, maybe we're just putting it under too much strain because the regular port 80 site that reloads fine. So maybe I just need to be patient. This is actually a good good lesson for real life pen testing, especially on web apps.
Yeah.
Like talk with your customer ahead of time about, the types of testing you're going to do. Testing those. I mean, a lot of them are. A lot of apps we test now are, in front of firewalls like Cloudflare and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've seen some newer pen testers kind of like bring a tool like this, or I'm trying to think of the other, like Derb and Durbuster and stuff.
Oh yeah, and just blast through it.
Yeah, right. They turn the settings up to the highest and then just say go, and then they head out for the night. And meanwhile, maybe they don't have like a really robust architecture to support all those requests, and then you bring a site to its knees and they can't perform legitimate money making transactions for the organization, and they're going to be red hot mad at you for doing that. So
also I found when you do this in a lab on this, you can hammer away at it, right? So you just blast it. But if you go to a regular hosted site, then even the host itself is, even if it's a cheap one, like HostGator, DreamHost, that kind of stuff, they're going to limit you. You're going to get, as soon as you start hitting it with, I don't even know, 30 of them, it's going to limit you or just kick you off. There's going to be no response. So we're not going to do it in this one, but if you do a WP scan against a legitimate website that you're authorized to scan, you have to set that limit, and it has to be slow. It's like, I don't even know, 30 seconds or something like that. It's going to be lame, but it's one of those things where you just sit and walk away. You have to test it up. And again, if you go too fast, you'll get banned. So I guess you could use a VPN, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Since this might take a couple more minutes, and look at this, we're already almost done with the hour, but I want to make sure I give props to our sponsor, SafePass.me. So I'll play the middle of the ad here, middle of the episode ad, and then hopefully we get out of that and maybe we'll be done with the WP scan part. So don't go anywhere. Paul and I will be right back. Today's episode of the 7-Minute Security Podcast is brought to us by SafePass.me. SafePass.me is the most efficient and cost-effective solution to prevent Active Directory users from setting a weak or compromised password. It's in compliance with the latest NIST password guidelines, and it's the only enterprise solution to protect organizations against credential stuffing and password spraying attacks. And boy, do we love safepass.me. It's super easy to use. You just download this MSI file to your domain controllers, you run it, you reboot the domain controllers, and boom, just like that, you will be actively preventing your users from picking millions and millions of known weak, leaked, breached passwords. It really is that easy. And I think one of my favorite parts is that safepass.me includes a custom word list that you can use as well. So if you don't want people to be able to pick company name 2022, company name 2023, you can do that with the built-in safepass.me word list. But beyond that, that's about how quick you can get it up and running. So next time Active Directory users get prompted to change a password, they type in the new password they want to use, and if it's on the block list, boom, they'll be told they have to pick something else. It's really awesome. We invite you to check out more at safepass.me, and don't forget to tell them that 7-Minute Security sent you, and you'll get a 10% discount. Again, that is safepass.me. Okay, and we're back, Paul.
All right.
And it looks like so it did finish. This is called the Madison Hotels WordPress. WordPress version could not be detected. It uses the default theme. Interesting that it wasn't able to detect the version. Oh, the version of the theme is out of date. Latest is 4.4. Okay. And then it kind of
again, can you scroll up a little bit? There's go more direct access. Oh, readme.html. So there's a good one right there, maybe. WordPress. Oh no, never mind. That's just a regular readme. But normally, I bet that's got nothing on here. But normally, I think you would hit that. Okay.
Oh, I wonder if I. Oh, I think it may need a might potentially need a reboot, but hold on, let me see here.
Yeah, 1246.
Okay. Well, all right. So maybe it finished, maybe it crashed, but there was looking for users, actually didn't find any. So it is. Oh, let's see. Okay.
That's really strange.
All right. No, it did find admin. Okay. So admin. So yeah, that's about it. So we could do a queue up, and then that's where we could kind of leave things for today. We could do an admin brute force, but I'm
with that one weird password you found, right?
Yeah.
Let's just try that. Let's just try that.
Yeah. Where was it? Okay, weird rotten passwords.
Or it might even be username rotten. No, it's admin. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but I'll try it anyway. Oops, excuse me. I feel like this kind of thing it becomes spaghetti, right? You just
yeah.
Try whatever. 6. Oh, except it seems like the part has died. Let me just behind the scenes. I will give it a quick.
Yeah.
I'll give it a quick reset. And
So when you actually, Brian, when you're on a pen test, does it start off? I mean, is this slow like this? For people wanting to be a pen tester, is it kind of just like this? Like, all right, here we go, and you start poking around.
For a web pen test, I don't do a lot of those. We have teammates who do. Could probably speak to that methodology a little more. This is kind of a hybrid one, right? Because there's a little bit of network level stuff to poke at and web level stuff. But on a pen test, I'd say in general, if it's an Active Directory environment and we're given like a basic account to kind of start testing with, there's so much, as I think about the order for me anyway of methodology, there's so much I look at the AD level, at the listening on the network wire level. It's kind of like way down my list before I care too much about, all right, what web technologies are there? But it still could be really important. Like there's old versions of Tomcat and associated technologies that have big show-stopping vulnerabilities, but there's often so much low-hanging fruit and easier wins kind of earlier in the pen test.
Yeah.
If I was on like kind of a standard internal network pen test, this would be, a ways into it. I mean, probably multiple ways into it. But let's just see if this came back up. Okay, it did. So we were going to try admin and that password. Okay, and then also, I don't think it's case sensitive, but rotten. And okay.
But you know what? Hit admin and then nothing, and then it does say. Remember that password recovery we were doing? We talked about before. If you do password recovery, it'll tell you like, "Hey, we sent you an email, or it's does not exist." So invalid username. So rotten does not work, but admin probably is, right?
Yeah, admin.
Let's see.
Out of there. Invalid username. Yeah, I think
admin's invalid.
Yeah, which I would think would be where's the users identify admin found by author posts. Okay. Unless this is probably a very old version of WordPress. I don't know if since then they've gone to the general web best practice, right? Is if someone feeds either a bad username or a bad password, to just give a vanilla static message every time.
Yeah. If this user exists, then we'll send you. Yeah.
Yes. Don't differentiate so that I can figure out at least who the valid users are. But this kind of seems like, and I very could well have just been trying to be distracting, time wasting. This seems like this might be a bit of just a honeypot time waster kind of thing. But I think it speaks well to how to handle your time on a pen test, where I was very much in the habit early in my career of just, I would have probably chased this for days, right? On a exam or on a CTF. And now I really try these days to be more like, let me poke a little bit, take some notes, and then move on, so that I kind of have some fresh energy and fresh eyes to look at the whole system, and then maybe come back and chase shiny things. So this is an 80 we looked at, 445, 25, 25. So just about running up on time. Maybe what we can do, let me go back to what was the
what's 25, 25? What is that? MSV Worlds.
I'll do here in the background here. I'll do a nmap. Have a version on that, and that's, let me let that run. And at the same time, I just wanted to reread this message one more time. Okay, try to hack my Wi-Fi. I don't use rot, and the rot part. Oh, did you think about it too?
No, I haven't watched that movie, and that was not one of my favorite ones.
Oh, you're breaking up, Paul. I just had to kick you off the call. I'm sorry. What?
I said that was one of my favorite ones, but I haven't seen it in a while.
Oh, good. You broke up a second. You said it wasn't one of your favorite ones, and I just thought, what are you even doing with your life? I know. So this is not from the movie, but this capitalization here, I remember this. So this would be something you would. It's not to do with the movie, but you would. I don't think there's a hint elsewhere in the box. You would just need to know. There is, if you look at. Let me just see if I search for just this rot encryption. Let me see if it comes up with.
Oh, get out of here! No way.
The old there we go. The old rot 13. Oh, so this is something. Yeah, I learned about years ago. In, CISP studies, where in fact,
that's good.
Picture here, where you can just do a letter substitution to quote unquote encrypt. There we go.
Like it.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Where you can.
Yeah. I think in the chat here, I think Steve Scrub, he said that's clever. So maybe he saw that and recognized it too.
Okay. Yeah. So there's that image. Yeah. So you could encrypt or encode a message by writing a message, but every letter is 13 characters off. So so I think that nonsense about this This is a ROT 13. So let me just see if there's like a ROT. Oh, let me just search for ROT 13. I'm sure there's like, oh, look at that. Yeah. ROT13.com. Let's see if this is it. Yeah. Okay. Paste this in. Yeah.
Oh, what's that say?
It says extenuating, and that is a line from the movie where I think Eric, the bad guy, is trying to claim some technicality about why he should take over Madison hotels right now, and I think like Billy's dad goes, well, there were extenuating circumstances, and then Eric goes, extenuating, we had a deal. So that's definitely what that is definitely something. That's a piece that we need. I don't know that we. Well, let's see.
Well, that would be the password maybe for the admin.
Right.
I don't know, because we could try it.
Yep. Good call. I think we should.
And before we end this, I want you to check out in Cali, Legion. Have you used that before?
Oh, it sounds familiar.
Yeah, it used to be called Sparta. Then they switched it. I don't know if they branched it or what, but now it's called Legion, and that's really good. So then we could leave the viewers with Legion.
Okay. All right. I'm not. I don't think it's that. Oh, let's see. Did we have anything else that took a we didn't have anything else that took a login. And then when we tried to telnet, that's like locked now. Okay.
Well, that's interesting. You even rebooted the Tommy Boy, right? The VM.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, sorry. It did work once. I think now we're on a ban list. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, very good.
Gave us the intimidating message, and now there must be some like IP tables thing in the background that's just saying like nope, or it just shut off the service. Okay, well that maybe is a good place just to pause. Yeah. Oh, although what worked in Tommy, hold on a second, was to take that word and we would do like, so this is what PHP files.
Oh,
do like
really?
Extenuating.php. Okay, not that. Or we would use it as a directory name.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, not there, but let's do the same thing here. Moving that, because this was index.html, I think. Okay, not that.
Oh, no way.
Oh,
nice.
Paul. We're firing.
Good job.
On all
that date.
This is, yeah. Okay, so perfect place to leave off, right? We won't get into this because then I'll be like, I don't want to. I
know that was good. Good find.
I want to try to not get ahead of myself. So if you're up for coming back,
real quick though, Startup Sparta. Let's check that out real quick.
Okay. Is that just command line hit Sparta?
Or sorry, Legion. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's under like information gathering.
This?
There it is.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. And crash my machine.
So now, if you pop in an IP address in there, and we don't have to wait for the whole scan.
Yeah.
Just let this is pretty awesome. Yeah. So yeah, so it'll do that whole network, and it'll take screenshots, Nmap. It does all those, and then also you can send it, as that tab shows right there. You can send it to brute force. You can customize your Nmap scans. You can also save this file so you can come back to it later.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it does everything.
Sweet. Okay. That would be nice. I should probably run that. I do on customer networks, it's like if the goal is stealth and we're trying to be real quiet, again, go after AD, go after like things that won't set off alerts. But I do like to, if we get to the goals in a reasonable amount of time, I do like to come back, do an Nmap scan, and then also go back and create, take screenshots of any web interfaces, and then kind of give them an idea of like, hey, you've got outdated, ESXi or vCenter or something.
Yeah.
Like that. So I wonder, do you know, like, does this?
Well, so check out the
screenshot?
what's it?
Oh.
Say host and then services. Check out the services too. They got the services and tools over to your left.
Okay. Yeah, right
There's
here.
a tab. Yeah, go over to the left more. Yeah, right there. Services. Yeah, so click on those. So it's got the different services.
Oh,
tools.
So you could see everywhere that had nice. Does it? Sorry, well, this could probably be its own.
Hit that tools one real quick. What's on tools?
I was wondering too if it.
There it is. Okay, there's your screenshot.
Screen shooter. And I hit the wrong IP there. All right, I've got it bogged down. It's doing. Okay.
And again, you can send it to brute force, and it uses I think Hydra in the background, so it just kind of strings everything together. But it's a nice interface. But I think you're right, though. It would probably be too noisy because you would have to fine tune everything. Like Nmap, when it does that scan, you can fine tune it and make it go like a slower, right? Instead of a T4, I don't know what I don't even know how you use Nmapping when you do pen testing, right? But yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for showing us that, and thanks for joining the hack stuff, Paul.
Yep. All right.
And
thanks, everybody.
Carl, everybody, thanks so much. Go ahead. Yeah.
Brian, stop. Let's real quick, because I know people are going to ask me, like, and they do ask me a lot, like, how do they get to you? Because a lot of my friends want to know how to get into pen testing or cybersecurity, and this is not prompted not just to give you more views or anything like that, but really here in Boise, they're like, hey, how do you do this? So I want everybody to see you and join your Slack channel.
Yeah. Oh gosh, and I'm missing that link, aren't I? But if you I'll type it in the chat here. If you go to 7ms.us/Slack, there's some really nice, cool people that hang out there. We've got kind of a no a-holes rule, which I know you have in your chat environment as well. But yeah, any of the things on the screen or through Slack. I think Slack is, if you have a general, like, how do you do whatever on something you've seen in the content, you can certainly reach out to me directly. But also if it's like, hey, anybody got any cool evasion for EDR? The Slack is a great place to ask that, because there's a lot
resource.
And a lot of blue teamers too that sometimes will chime in and say, if you run that tool, we're going to know you're coming. And it's kind of my go-to group. It's a little bit intimidating for me in there now, just because also I know a bunch of my customers are in there. So if I'm on a pen test, I don't want to ask anything that would have them be like, wait a minute, we use, Sentinel-1, whatever, right? So it's like become a place I kind of love. But if I'm going to ask something, I'm like, oh shoot, now I got to go offline and ask Paul directly or Ken directly or something.
Yeah.
But it's a cool place. Yeah, you're welcome to. Welcome. It'd be great to have you. So, all right. Well, thanks again, Paul. So we'll do part 2 sometime.
Yep.
Right? You game
Sounds good.
All right.
Yep, for sure.
All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
I'll do the outro right now. You've been watching or listening to 7 Minute Security, a weekly podcast focused on pen testing, blue teaming, and building a career in security. For more episodes like this, visit 7ms.us. And for information about our consulting services, visit 7minsec.com.